There's only so much gaslighting that a news network can do, and for Fox, it's enough gas to stop Trump from drill baby drilling.
Drill, baby, drill.
Eventually, the truth gets so obvious that even Fox, aka News for Fascists, has to report on it. And the truth is that Trump is deeply unpopular. His poll numbers have been sliding for a while now, with my boy Harry Enton over on CNN delivering blow by blow for the last couple of months. Real quick, I want to thank you guys all for hanging out with us here at Really American. I encourage you all to subscribe and join our little resistance if you haven't already.
Look, in January 2025, he was on the positive side of the ledger. He was at plus 7 points. Look now, he has come back down. He is underwater, right? He's doing a little bit of the breaststroke, maybe doing a little bit of the butterfly. He's at minus 2 points. And it's not just in one poll, it's multiple. CNN, Fox, Ipsos, NBC, and Quinnipiac University, 999, the American folks are saying, oy vey, ay caramba.
Trump started relatively strong in January with plus 7 points, not a historically popular president, but compared to his first term, which was about as popular as wet bread, it's pretty good. And it's not like things got any better for him in February and March. Trump decided to start off by blowing himself up with this new trade war.
Trump's net approval rating, look at this. It's a huge slide in it. In early February, it was plus 6 points. Then you go to late February, plus 2 points. Then you go to March, it's even. And look at this massive jump from late March to now, minus 6 points. That's a 6-point drop in less than a month. And why is that occurring? It is because of the tariff war. The voters are punishing Donald Trump in one of his best polls, which now even that best poll is a negative poll for Donald Trump.
Even in conservative states, like my home state of Texas, there has been a considerable drop in support for the orange blobfish, since it's not like his cruelty towards immigrants is saving anyone any money like he promised it would.
New polling in the great state of Texas today shows that Trump's favorability rating in Texas has dropped 15 points since the election in November. He is now underwater, specifically in Texas, and dropping like a stone.
What's astonishing is that Trump is spiraling down the unpopularity slide faster than he did the first time. Faster than Biden did, his arch nemesis, who was somehow still controlling his presidency and causing the spiral to happen, according to the cracked out MAGAs who are in denial. But the truth is often anti-Trump. This is reporting from Newsweek. According to the poll on April 21st, Trump's approval rating stood at 42%, down from 47% after his inauguration on January 20th. During his first term, Trump's approval rating didn't decline to this extent until April 23, 2017, indicating that the president's favorability declined 2 days faster in his second administration than it did in his first. According to the same tracker, it took until March 29, 2022, 14 months into his presidency, for former President Joe Biden's approval rating to decline to the same level. And today's approval rating has managed to slide into the 30s. He's more unpopular than mosquitoes. People like him about as much as they do stubbing their toes. And Fox News finally had to throw the cold water on their audience and give them the bad news. Check out how Bret Baier's tone is so somber and sad. It's like he just found out his favorite plastic surgeon just went out of business.
Fox polls on the economy, for example, the president's numbers are upside down to where they were, and they've taken a drop, as you see there, 38% in approve on the economy, an issue that in the election, obviously, he's succeeded at.
Yeah, I think the American people, to what you were saying earlier, don't like volatility. They want to be able to walk into their Target, to their Walmart, and know that they can purchase a TV at a low cost, a low price. And, these tariffs are a tax on the American people. And I think while it is fair that, the Trump administration has said, the United States has not been treated fairly in some of these trade deals. There's a way to do it. There's a precision to it. And you're just seeing this, kind of cut and slash chainsaw approach, with Elon Musk. And at the end of the day, the American people are reacting to that, and the markets are reacting to that.
Roger?
Well, you're not going to hear from the American people they want strategic decoupling. That's not language that you're outside the Beltway. But I think, actually, that's what they want. I mean, you could wrap your head around sort of tariffs of things that put American national security at risk. But the things you get from Walmart, those TVs and other items, well, perhaps we don't need to have the tariffs at that level. I think if President Trump was inking trade deals with other countries, it would have sort of an effect where it put pressure on China. But at the moment, he's not getting that. And as a result, it's kind of this dance, who's going to call who first. He hasn't spoken to Xi since he entered office. And he wants that call. And I'm not sure it's going to happen.
Yeah, and let's just say, it's not easy putting these trade deals together. They're very complex. It's like three-dimensional chess. I mean, you move one thing and something else has to move. So it could take a while.
It could take a while, and in the meantime, there is uncertainty, and that has a cost in and of itself, right? Because I think there's merit to some of these ideas of, okay, we're going to go zero for zero, and we're going to have fairer trade with various countries. But he put this on his own plate, and it does need to move quickly to give people the sense that there are deals coming together and that they are looking good for consumers, because they will start to feel these price problems in their stores.
Okay, we need to stop with the notion that Trump is playing 4D chess with these tariffs. They're taxes, and taxes are unpopular. There's no amount of gaslighting that's going to effectively convince the American people that they're not getting taxed whenever they see the prices start raising in order to deal with the tariffs. That's a tax. People just are going to put two and two together. Trump isn't even playing 4D tic-tac-toe, let alone chess. I don't think Trump has the mental capacity to play regular chess, let alone understand the macroeconomic principles required to implement tariffs effectively. It's a bit like thinking your sleazy uncle can make you a millionaire just because he made a nickel come out of your ear. These troglodytes can't even be paid to lie well enough to cover up for the absolute train wreck that Trump is causing, after they let him have the reins.
If you look at our new Fox News poll at 100 days job approval compared to other presidents, there you see the president at 44%, and you see his first term at 45% at this mark, the 100-day mark. We have other new polls that are revealing some concerns about the economy. Let's talk about that, the politics and these polls. Fox News chief political analyst Brit Hume joins me. Brit, you've looked at these. What strikes you?
Well, a couple of things. There's a list of issues that we asked people what they felt about, and the president is underwater in all but one, and that one is the border, where he's got high approval on that, majority approval. He's above water. Everything else, including immigration, which for some reason was separated from the border in this particular poll, he's a little bit underwater on immigration. He's way down right at the moment on the economy, and even way down further on tariffs, which are, of course, part of that. So, foreign policy rating isn't good, and so on.
The only reason a person has to support Trump now is if they hate immigrants so much that they're willing to sacrifice their own health and safety to see them suffer. And I mean that literally, as the FDA begins rolling back key safety checks for things like milk, while arbitrarily banning food dyes, I guess because it messes with RFK Jr.'s methylene blue. They're happy to make that trade-off as long as fewer brown people come over the border. Never mind the declining birth rates, the economic reliance on cheap migrant labor, the national history of 3 massive waves of immigration which created the economic stability that we enjoy today, and the cultural identity that we know and love as American. These people would hate their own grandparents for coming over to this country for a better life, and are willing to watch the whole thing burn down in order to spite them. It's truly disgusting, disheartening, and depraved, but I'm glad that the border is at least the final holdout. Most people with a functioning brain have realized by this point that Trump is the same kind of president as he is a husband, a cheating, lying, abusive loser who nobody likes. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.